Now, becoming a parent is supposed to be one of the best experiences of your life, but according to new research, more than half of mothers and fathers have been left feeling lonely and isolated after their little bundle of joy arrives. Well, joining us now is Katie Massey-Taylor, the co-founder of Mush, which is an app that helps to bring mothers together to tackle that very issue. And I suppose, Katie, welcome to the studio. Thanks for joining us. I suppose therein lies the kind of weirdness about all of this, because you are never alone as a new parent, and you're sold this image, aren't you, of this kind of little bundle of joy, but people find it really, really hard.
Yeah, I think that is the irony, because you've constantly got a new baby with you. But it's the adult interaction, it's the conversations that remind you that what you're going through is totally normal, that keep you sane, we sort of think.
And are we talking about people who are suffering from postnatal depression or a bit of baby blues, or is this actually much more widespread than that?
Well, look, we've done our own research, and we found 80% of new mums have admitted to feeling lonely. So yes, and it's very commonplace. And I think we're shining a spotlight. You know, generally there's more awareness around how new parents are feeling, and that's wonderful, because we can all admit that it's okay to not be okay, to admit that you're struggling.
And why is it? What is it that is so lonely about being a new parent? Is it because you're so sleep deprived, or is it because you're not, familiar with the routines of kind of a newborn baby and this new chapter in your life?
Look, I think it's a huge transition for people, and as we often hear from our Mush mums that they lose a sense of identity. They've been going to work, and perhaps then they're left as a daytime person in their houses with a small baby. It's a very different lifestyle, and you're out of sync. You're not going out doing a routine every day. You're not necessarily going to any classes or socialising, because small babies don't need that sort of interaction. So it's a big, big impact and a big change. I think any element of change in your life can be met with this feeling of isolation and loneliness.
And that was the whole reason that you came up with the idea of Mush, wasn't it? Because you were in a playground feeling exactly those feelings, and you teamed up with another mum and came up with this idea. And I suppose if anyone's in any doubt about how big a problem this is, they only have to see the demand that you've had for your organisation of trying to bring mums together to understand that there's a real appetite for this.
Absolutely, we've been delighted. In the UK alone, we've got hundreds of thousands of mums on the app who are making real life friendships. You know, you can log in, create a profile, and within minutes you can start chatting to other local mums. And these friendships are transformative. They make people feel normal again, and much happier.
And do you think that this issue's talked about enough? Because I've lost count of the number of friends that I've got, and I suppose I could include myself in that, who said when they had their new baby, God, no one told me how hard it was going to be. Is that true, or are we just incapable of actually hearing the challenges that will be ahead of us?
Yeah, I don't think you can ever be prepared. I think you always think that it's going to be easier than it is. And some elements of it are easy. Some people find different parts of it difficult. But that sense of the long days, I think, is the thing that people find the most surprising. And you need to get out and socialise to sort of feel them and feel part of a member of society.
And what's interesting about this research today specifically was that both mothers and fathers, so around 52% said they feel lonely. Is this predominantly a mother's thing? Because I know your research was a bit higher at 80%. I mean, is there support out there for parents, for fathers, who often get forgotten about in this debate?
Definitely, and I think it's a reflection on how few of those fathers are taking that paternity leave. Dads are welcome on Mush, and they're using it successfully. So there should be absolutely a way for all parents to feel less lonely.
Okay, Katie Massey-Taylor, thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it. Well, let's take a look at the weather forecast for you now.